Chesaplana. Post time in less than 8 minutes at 3:28. Here's the lineup for today's feature race. Number 1 is Ask Anita. She's owned by Robert Spiegel, trained by Rodney Resch, and ridden by Van Belvoor. Number 2 is Zunaqua. She's owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Moss. Brian Mayberry is the trainer, and Rafael Meza in the saddle. Number 3 is Empress Club. She's owned by Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Jaffe. Charles Pinnell is the trainer, and Tom Chapman the jockey. Number 4 is Mangaki's Girl. Owned by John Cronin, Dent Caton trains Mangaki's Girl, and she's ridden by Paul Toscano. Scratch number 5. Number 6 is Lion to the Moon. She's owned by Edward C. Allred and R.D. Hubbard. Richard Mandela trains Lion to the Moon, and she's ridden by Adalberto Lopez. Number 7 is Miss Turkana. She's the defending champ in this race. She's owned by the Fawn Leap Farm, trained by Gary Jones, and ridden by Chris McCarron. Rounding out the lineup, number 8, Chesaplana. Owned by the AR Stables, Anson, Apple et al. Chesaplana is trained by Bob Hess Jr. and ridden by Ron Warren Jr. Post time for the Hillsborough Handicap just short of 6 minutes at 3:28. Goes in nicely. Chesaplana wearing the Chicago Cub silks. They're all set. And there, racing in the Hillsborough Handicap, and Empress Club stumbled slightly after the start. Mangaki's Girl in the gold with the purple sleeves, right to the lead. Lion to the Moon next to her. Then it is Zunaqua, Empress Club, and Miss Turkana 4 lengths off as they come under the wire for the first time. Then it's 4 more lengths back to Chesaplana, and Ask Anita is last with less than 7 furlongs to run. Mangaki's Girl is the one they have to catch. She leads by a length to Lion to the Moon. Miss Turkana in the blue is 3 wide, a joint third with Zunaqua. Empress Club is 5 lengths off. Then it's 3 more back to Chesaplana and another 2 to Ask Anita as they round the clubhouse turn with 5 furlongs to run. Mangaki's Girl towing them along by a length and 3/4 to Lion to the Moon. Miss Turkana in a perfect spot in third. Zunaqua next to her. Empress Club 5th, 5 lengths off. Then it's 2 more back to Chesaplana, still about 6 more back to Ask Anita. They run into the far turn. We have less than a half mile to go, and Mangaki's Girl has established a slow pace. She leads by 2 to Lion to the Moon. Miss Turkana to the outside of Zunaqua is now beginning to unwind. Empress Club in 5th, still 5 off. Then it's Chesaplana and Ask Anita with 5/16 to go. And it's Mangaki's Girl leading a length and a half. Lion to the Moon and Miss Turkana under a ride. So is Zunaqua. Empress Club on the outside. Then it's Chesaplana and Ask Anita. Mangaki's Girl leads in the final furlong. Here's Lion to the Moon, Miss Turkana, Empress Club, and Ask Anita on the outside. It's anybody's ball game. Empress Club comes and takes the lead. Ask Anita closing on the outside. But Empress Club finally gets that United States win. It's in the Hillsborough. The $2 exact on numbers 3 and 1 paid $100.80. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention to the winner's circle, Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Hillsborough Handicap are Mr. Ray Daba, chairman of the board emeritus of the California Jockey Club, and his friend Carolyn Sadler. And returning to the winner's circle, number 3, Empress Club. She's a 6-year-old brown mare by Farnesio out of Elise. Empress Club is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Jaffe. Charles Pinnell is the winning trainer, and the winning jockey is Tom Chapman. Empress Club was bred in Argentina by Otis Abolengo. In the $2 trifecta, the winning numbers are 3, 1, and 2, and it paid $349.60. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up momentarily in the winner's circle will be James O., and he will have an interview with one of the winning connections of today's Hillsborough Handicap. James O. in the winner's circle here at Bay Meadows, coming up momentarily.
I'll ask you that as soon as we come on. All right, I'm in the paddock with Tommy Chapman, winning rider of the Hillsborough Handicap. And Tom, this filly looked like she was loafing a little bit on that turn for you.
Yeah, she did. Charles brought me a tape to look at of her races in South America, or in South Africa. And I was really happy I got to study it because she looks like the kind of horse that really needs you to get aggressive on her and move. And once you do, she really picks up the bit. And I wasn't really too worried about it till we turned for home. I could hear her ask Anita to come, and then I got to worrying a little bit there. But
now, it seemed to me that she really just wanted to get outside of horses and just run down the straight. And once she did that, she was a very easy horse to ride.
Yeah, Charles told me to, once you get her rolling, try to keep her in the clear because you didn't want to get her stopped. And things just came out perfect for us. I was able to wheel her out the head of the lane and had a lot of horse left. And she's a real genuine filly and a joy to ride.
Now, a filly like this, you're riding for the first time here in Northern California. Any thoughts about how you want her to settle or something on the racetrack?
Well, looking at the form and stuff, I was hoping I could be right about where I was. Looked like 3 or 4 speed horses in there, and I thought I could lay just in behind them and make my move at the head of the lane. It was just a dream trip. Came up the way I wanted it to.
I suppose you wouldn't mind riding her back if he wanted to run her in the Cal Jockey Club?
I'll ride her wherever he wants to run her.
Okay, Tom. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can get Charles Pinnell over here. Mr. Pinnell, come on over. A well-deserved win. Charles Pinnell, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A nice filly. Actually, she is a mare now, and the winningest mare in terms of money won in South Africa history. How did you come to have her?
Well, I'm a South African myself, which was lucky for me being in California. She came out here at the end of last year, November, December, and went through a long quarantine period, and then moved to my barn at San Luis Rey Downs to acclimate. And during that time, she was doing so well there at that off-track facility that they decided it might suit her best to stay there and race out of there, because back home they always ship to the races as well. They don't train at the racetrack, so we thought that style would suit her the best.
You brought her out to Hollywood and ran her in a couple of Grade 1 races, and I didn't think she was overmatched at all. She ran some pretty tough races. One of the races she was up on the lead. It seems like you want her to relax a little more off the pace.
Yes, we wanted to see how she could go on the lead because we're running against Hollywood Wildcat and Flawlessly, and the only way we could have possibly beaten them was for them to come and catch us. We would never have caught them that day, so we gave her a shot on the front end, but I'm convinced that she's much better sitting 4 or 5 lengths off the lead where she can just relax and bowl along, because she does have a very good late kick, as long as she gets free sailing. Some of those races we were unlucky as well. We had a bit of traffic trouble at Hollywood Park, and she's due for a win. This will help her a lot and help me a lot.
How did you feel she handled our turns here at Bay Meadows? They're a little bit tighter than some of the ones you've been on recently.
She's so versatile, I think she'd run on the freeway if you turned her loose. She's very professional and just a very nice mare, and I'm just so glad for the Jaffes that she's won a race in America.
Any chance that we might see her back for the Cal Jockey Club?
certainly can't rule it out right now. We'd have to regroup and consider our next plan, but I certainly wouldn't rule that out.
Next race coming up at Del Mar. We thank you, Charles Pinnell, and congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And now the lineup for today's featured 7th race from Bay Meadows. Number 1 is Del Rapids. She's owned by D.E. and J.E. Weir. Van Belvoir rides. Number 2 is Athens Girl. She's owned by W.R. Hahn with Victor Miranda in the saddle. Adalberto Lopez rides number 3, Dancing at the Wire, and she is owned by Don Heim and Tom Said. Mike Pegram sends out number 4, Charlie's Paradise. She's ridden by Rafael Meza. Number 5 is Bellana. Bellana's owned by Robert B. Moreno and ridden by Russell Baze. The longest shot in the field is number 6, Lou Del Siglo. She's owned by Irving Asmussen and Tom Chapman rides. That's the lineup for today's Dominant Dancer Stakes. They go for $40,000. They go in less than 9 minutes. Next is Bellana. Backs off. Backs off again. Bellana goes in this time. Slew Del Siglo, the last to load. She's in and the 6-pack is ready. And there, racing, and Slew Del Siglo on the outside came out of the starting gate fast. So did Dancing at the Wire. And in the gold cap is Charlie's Paradise, who now puts her nose in front. 2 more back to Del Rapids. Next to her, Athens Girl. And at the back is Bellana, 5 lengths off. Running to the half-mile pole in the Dominant Dancer, and it's Dancing at the Wire, now taking back the lead from Charlie's Paradise. Slew Del Siglo is 3 wide in the red. Then we come back to Del Rapids. Outside of Del Rapids is Bellana, 5 lengths off, then another length back to Athens Girl. They run to the 5/16th pole in Charlie's Paradise, and Dancing at the Wire going at it. 2 more back is Del Rapids and Slew Del Siglo. Then another 2 to Athens Girl, who's running on. Bellana dropping out of it. Less than a quarter of a mile to go. They straighten out for home, and it's Charlie's Paradise taking back the lead. And Charlie's Paradise now opening up powerfully. Dancing at the Wire is no answer. Then it's Slew Del Siglo. Del Rapids in tight, and very tight right there as a matter of fact. But Charlie's Paradise had nothing to do with that, and Charlie's Paradise is gone. Second is Dancing at the Wire. Photo for the show. Now entering the winner's circle, number 4, Charlie's Paradise. She's a 2-year-old brown filly by Win Wright out of Rajab's Treasure. Charlie's Paradise is owned by Mike Pegram. The winning trainer is Bob Baffert. He was assisted today by Jeff Bondy. And the winning jockey is Rafael Meza. Charlie's Paradise was bred in Florida by Dr. W.S. Carruthers. The complete order of finish now placed on the totalizator board. Charlie's Paradise the winner. Second, number 3, Dancing at the Wire. Third, number 1, Del Rapids. Fourth, number 6, Slew Del Siglo. We have a jockey's claim of foul regarding second and third place. This claim of foul does not affect the unofficial winner, Charlie's Paradise. Ladies and gentlemen, Bay Meadows proudly presents the 45th running of the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap at 1 mile on the grass for 3-year-old fillies. Number 1 is Incurable Romantic. She's owned by John Franks, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, and Russell Baze is the jockey. Number 2 is Rustica Ridge. Rustica Ridge is owned by Joanne and Fabio Knorr. Fabio Knorr is the trainer, and Ron Warren Jr. is in the saddle. Number 3 is Siete Legues. Owned by the Cal Canadian Farm, Siete Legues is trained by Dent Caton and ridden by Paul Toscano. Number 4 is Racing with Destiny. She's owned by Barry Trenchard, who also is her trainer. Rafael Meza rides Racing with Destiny. Number 5 is Lethal Lita. Owned by Donnie McFadden, Lethal Lita is trained by Howard Belvoir, and the jockey is Van Belvoir. And number 6 is Sella. Owned by Mary Vaughn Lester and William Howard Lester. Sella is trained by Jeff Bondi, and in the saddle is Roberto Gonzalez. That's the lineup for the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap for $50,000. They're all in line. And there, racing in the San Jose, they all came off in perfect order. Siete Legues is showing pace, so is Incurable Romantic, Lethal Lita, and on the outside is Sella. Siete Legues under the wire for the first time with the lead. Now Incurable Romantic takes back second last, and Rustica Ridge, the 3-2 favorite, is 7 lengths off around the clubhouse turn. And Siete Legues, this chestnut, has gone clear by 3 from Racing with Destiny, Lethal Lita on the outside moving into second. Then we come back a length and a half to Sella, to her inside Incurable Romantic, and Rustica Ridge at the back of a compact field, 6 lengths from first to last as they straighten out for the run along the backside. And Siete Legues beginning to pick up the pace again. She leads a length and a half to Lethal Lita. In third is Sella, wearing the white cap on the outside of Racing with Destiny. Incurable Romantic in the orange cap beginning to edge up as Lethal Lita runs up and puts pressure on Siete Legues. And in last is Rustica Ridge. Now only 5 lengths off. They race into the far turn in the San Jose. And Lethal Lita and Siete Legues locked together in battle. Sella is third. Then it's Incurable Romantic, Rustica Ridge in the white, 5 lengths off, and Racing with Destiny just out of it to this point. They turn for home, and it's Lethal Lita and Siete Legues. Incurable Romantic in the orange cap now asked to run. She swings 3 wide, and she's the danger. Then it's Rustica Ridge. They run to the final furlong, and it's Incurable Romantic taking the lead with Russell Baze. And with a powerful burst of speed, it's Incurable Romantic, ridden by Russell Baze, America's leading jockey in terms of wins. Second, Lethal Lita. Third, Rustica Ridge. Now entering the winner's circle is number 1, Incurable Romantic. She's a 3-year-old brown filly by Stop the Music out of One I Love. Incurable Romantic is owned by John Franks. The winning trainer is Jerry Hollendorfer, and the winning jockey is Russell Baze. Russell Baze winning his 3rd race today, and trainer Jerry Hollendorfer picks up his 2nd win. Incurable Romantic was bred in Kentucky by the Wellesley Farm Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention to the winner's circle, presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's San Jose Breeders' Cup, is the Director of Racing at Bay Meadows, Mr. Gene Barsati.
It's the national best.
The $2 Quinella on numbers 1 and 5 paid $14.60. Coming up momentarily in the winner's enclosure here from Bay Meadows will be James O. with an interview with one of the winning connections of today's San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap. Jamie O. in the winner's circle coming up momentarily.
Okay, we're in the paddock here with Russell Baze and Jerry Hollendorfer. Russell, first, you got an idea of how she worked on the grass the other day, and any clues of how she'd run today from that?
Well, she was real willing the other morning on the turf and felt like she handled it good. And, you know, I didn't think it'd be any problem for her, that was for sure.
You were sitting real chilly on her the entire time. You're just waiting for that speed to die off and just go get him?
Well, she was a little anxious the first part of it. You know, I had to slow her down a little bit and make her wait. But when I asked her, she gave me everything she had.
Well, she sure gave you everything she had. Any thoughts that this filly might be able to go a little longer? She was certainly striding out easy in the end.
Yeah, I don't doubt that she'll probably go a little farther. You know, I mean, there's no telling how far she'll go, but she'll go shorter too. I think she's real willing to run early.
All right, America's leading rider. Get in there. You got to ride the next one. And usually one of America's leading trainer, almost always, Jerry Hollendorfer. Jerry, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
This filly comes to you from John Franks. John sent you a number of fillies. And a number of horses, actually. This one really looks like the best so far. She's very impressive today.
Well, John told me when he sent her out here that he thought she could really run, and he was right, and he usually is right. So I'm glad he sent her here.
Now, when you first got her, you worked her first on the dirt and then on the turf. Had you just planned all along to start with this race as a series?
Not really. I wanted to get to know this filly, and we got to know her a little bit, and Russell worked her, and he thought a bit change would help her, and we put a leather prong on her, and then when she came back and worked on the turf, she really liked that a lot, so that's why we decided to run her in this turf race.
Play it by ear from here or something else down the line?
Really, I was just looking to see what she could do here first, and now I have my work cut out for me. I'd like to try to find another good race for her, and I'll be looking now.
You know, we got a nice little race later on for 3-year-old fillies called the Carmel. You might like to win that.
I would love to win that, yeah.
All right. I got a feeling if she does well, then we might see her back there.
I hope so.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jerry, and congratulations. All right, let's go take a look at the replay of the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap.
Let's meet the runners in today's Olde English Rancho Handicap. Number 1 is Work the Crowd. She's owned by the Harris Farms and Norma Foster Maddie. Greg Gilchrist is the trainer and Russell Baze rides. Number 2 is Francie's Fancy. Owned by Mike Willis, Francie's Fancy is trained by Rodney Rash and in the saddle Corey Allen Black. Number 3 is Watch Rachel. Owned by the Al Hoffman HFT, Chuck Jenda is the trainer, and Ron Warren Jr. is in the saddle. Number 4 is Best Dress. Owned by the Hat Ranch, Mel Studi is the trainer, and Van Belvoor the jockey. Rounding out the lineup, number 5, Mangaki's Girl. She is owned by John Cronin. Dent Caton trains her, and Adalberto Lopez rides. They're all set. And there, racing. Work the Crowd came off well on the inside. So did Mangaki's Girl, and between runners is Best Dress. Francie's Fancy is second last, and Watch Rachel is 6 lengths from the front under the wire for the first time, where Work the Crowd has company on the front end in the name of Mangaki's Girl. Best Dress settles into third, Francie's Fancy behind her, and Watch Rachel still in last as they round the clubhouse turn. And the favorite, Work the Crowd, now opens up a comfortable lead. She's clear by 2.5 to Mangaki's Girl. Best Dress is edging up on the inside. Then we come back 2 more to Francie's Fancy. Watch Rachel pulling very hard in last, 7 lengths from the front as they straighten out for the barnside run. And Work the Crowd slowing down a bit, leading by a length to Mangaki's Girl. Best Dress is third. Watch Rachel now moves up to fourth, putting Francie's Fancy in last. Less than a half mile to go, and it's Work the Crowd, loping along with a half-length lead from Mangaki's Girl, and these two now go 3 clear from Watch Rachel. Best Dress is completely thrown in the towel. She dropped right back to last. Francie's Fancy blew by her. As they run to the top of the lane, Mangaki's Girl putting all kinds of pressure on Work the Crowd. Watch Rachel is tracking in third. Then it's 6 more to Francie's Fancy. They spin for home, and Work the Crowd is asked to run, and look at her extend her strides. Watch Rachel is coming to get her on the outside, and these two will battle through the lane. Watch Rachel on the outside of Work the Crowd is putting the pressure on, and Watch Rachel just blows by and beats Work the Crowd. Fancy's Francie third. Ladies and gentlemen, the stewards have posted the inquiry sign regarding an incident in the stretch. Please hold all tickets. The stewards are conducting an inquiry into the stretch run of race number 6. The unofficial winner is number 3, Watch Rachel. Second, number 1, Work the Crowd. Third, number 2, Francie's Fancy. Final time for 1 mile on the grass, 136.07. Final order of finish for this, the 6th race. The winner is Watch Rachel. Second, number 1, Work the Crowd. Third, number 2, Francie's Fancy, and that result is official. The exacta paid $23. The pick 3 on races 4, 5, and 6 paid $1,580 even. Now returning to the winner's enclosure is number 3, Watch Rachel. She's a 4-year-old roan filly by Incinerator out of Watch Wendy. The winner is owned by the Al Hoffman HFT. Chuck Jenda is the winning trainer, his assistant Bill Patterson, and Ron Warren Jr. rode Watch Rachel. She was bred in California by the Mr. and Mrs. James O. Harder Family Trust. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention to the winner's circle, Bay Meadows is proud to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Robert Walter, who are prominent breeders in California. Their Vine Hill farm in Sebastopol is considered one of the finest in Northern California. The Walters are presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's Olde English Rancho Handicap. Mr. and Mrs. Robert Walter, who owns Charmanier, are in the winner's circle. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up momentarily from the winner's circle at Bay Meadows will be Intertrack commentator James O. And he will have an interview with a member or members of the winning connections of today's Olde English Rancho Handicap. James O coming up next with Chuck Jenda and Ron Warren Jr.
All right, in the winner's circle after a terrific victory in the Olde English Rancho run, she just picked those leaders right up there. Not a lot of problem for her.
Yeah, she justified our needs up at the top of the lane there. When I asked her, she just dug in and ran by that other filly. I actually even stayed out away from her because I was afraid I was catching her sleeping to begin with, but when I got to her, I had so much horse to just run by her anyway.
She seemed to relax very well on the backstretch. You kept her well off the pace. Tell me about that.
Well, I thought them other horses had a little more speed. They looked like a couple sprinters in the race and stuff, and I thought they'd press her a little bit, knowing that they can't just work the crowd, get an easy lead and gallop along because she's so nice anyway. I figured guys would press her a little bit, so I took back right away. And then down the backside, I was worried that nobody was pressing her. I was just worried she was going to get along, and everybody else was riding for second. So I had to kind of ease up down the backside to put myself in a position to catch her.
Well, you put yourself in a heck of a position. You really got her to run. What was it that really just made her pick it up?
Chuck's training.
Okay, Ronnie, go ride the next race. Now that, spoken like a very diplomatic rider. You think he might ride the horse back, Chuck?
I will give the mount back.
You got to be very impressed. Last time out, the Lady Morovich, I thought she ran terrific. The rails were very far out, and she made a good run to actually get up to second to Splashing Wave. Were you looking for more improvement today?
Yeah, we thought the last time she hadn't been out in a while, and she really held in there tough and got beat by a good filly. And today she was just at the top of her game.
She was giant today. I mean, she beat Work the Crowd, and
She had worked nicely coming up to the race. We couldn't be happier with the way she was going into the race. But, when you face somebody like Work the Crowd, you have your doubts.
well, I know it's a little early to ask. You got to go out and, see how she is back at the barn. But with this kind of being a prep to the Cal Cup, would you consider that now?
We'll definitely take a look.
All right, and we wish you the best of luck. Chuck Jenda and Ron Warren Jr., the winners of the Lady Morovich Handicap with Rach Rachel. Let's take a look at the replay.